Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Keith with the Tulsa Moto Club, and in today's video we're going to finish up the SR seat build. Now before we jump into everything, make sure you've watched parts 1 and 2 of the SR seat build videos. If you haven't watched them already, I'll link them down below, but if you don't watch them, this video might not make as much sense. Alright, so far up to this point, we've made the mold for the seat, and we've made the rough seat out of fiberglass and made a little form. Now all that's left to do is add some finishing touches and get it all primed and ready for paint. Like I said, it's a rough seat, and man do I mean rough. It has a few areas that dip in a little lower than the rest of it, and the sides aren't super straight either. So the plan is to just use some body filler that I already had lying around the shop to fill in these negative spaces. Hopefully that works out. Now body filler is another one of those materials that I've only used a couple times, so I'm not super comfortable with it. With that said, my first attempt was a little sloppy, but that's okay because we're going to sand it down and we're going to repeat the process until we get a finish that we're happy with. Alright, so the first coat of body filler is all laid out and ready to dry. I'm going to let that set up overnight, and then tomorrow we'll sand everything smooth and see what else needs to be touched up from there. Well, that's the second coat of Bondo all done, dried and sanded and everything, and it's getting to where I want it to be, but it's still pretty far away. It's not as smooth as I'd like it to be, and I could probably add one more thin layer of Bondo to it to make everything as even as possible. It's getting there and it's super close, but still needs some work. However, I feel that it's already quite a bit of Bondo on there already, and I'm not feeling too happy about that. Honestly, this whole seat could be considered a rough draft. Like I said before, I'd never worked with fiberglass, and the seat pan itself originally, before I even started working with the Bondo, was not perfect, and I just tried to work with what I had. Again, consider it a rough draft. It's still a learning process, and I may or may not use it on the SR build. I'm not too sure about that. But we're going to go ahead and finish it up just for the principle, and see how it looks. Who knows? It might turn out better than we expect. Well, after several attempts, I think I'm going to call this seat a failure. However, I'm calling it a failure, but I'm not giving up. This was my first attempt at ever working with fiberglass and this body filler really for the most part, and a lot of other things that were all new to me. And just because it was my first time and I failed, I shouldn't let that identify my skill in this area. I should just look at this as like a learning experience and use it for the next time that I attempt this, because I am going to make a seat for this bike regardless. Keep it in your mind that you should never expect yourself to be perfect the first time you attempt anything new.
New things take a lot of practice and repetition to become good at them, and I'll elaborate on all this more in a future video, I'm sure. But in the meantime, I have to figure out a seat situation for the SR. If you have any pointers for me in regards to all this stuff, or you just want to say hey what's up, make sure to hit me down in the comments below. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And if you want more Tulsa Motor Club content, I'll be sure to link all the social medias and the website down below in the description, as well as throw a couple other videos up at the end here for you to check out. As always, thanks for watching. Later.